All right, today we are going to be talking about time management, specifically your work schedule. I'm going to show you how I work a full-time online business in under 10 hours a week. Now, I know some of you are maybe consultants who are watching this and you're like, whoa, 10 hours, like I can't even work my business in 10 hours a week. I'm just doing this as kind of a part-time side business. Okay, I want you to still watch this video and apply it to you, but really this video right here, this is designed, this is a 10-hour work week plan for beauty consultants who are serious about their business, about moving up the career path, want to be a consistent star consultant, consistent Queen's Quarter sales, Queen's Quarter sharing, and for sales directors who, of course, their Mary Kay business is their full-time job for most of them. So if that's not you, that is okay. You're still going to get value out of this video. I'm going to show you some strategies, and all you're going to do is you're going to take what I show you here today and you're going to scale it down to what you want to do with your specific business. So if you're part-time or you're just doing this as a hobby, this is still going to work for you, but just in a scaled down version. But for most of us, we have always been told, at least I was always told, if you really are serious about like going into DIQ, earning a car, you have to be willing to work your business in 40 hours a week. And I remember this breakdown going into DIQ of how to work our business 40 days a week. And that was an in-person business. And it's true, when you are working in person, you should plan on, if this is going to be a full-time career for you, working your business 40 hours a week. But alas, with the advent of the internet and online strategies and automation and technology and video, you really can leverage your time where you do not have to work 40 hours a week to still have the results of a full-time business. That's why my motto is work less to achieve more. That's why technology is so powerful. And it's why I took my business online in the first place, because I, most of you know my story, but when I found out I was pregnant with Oliver, and when I found out that he had a Down syndrome diagnosis when I was pregnant with him, and I really wanted to scale down my hours that I was working my business. At that time, I was working a 40 to 50 hour work week. Really working my business traditionally full-time Mary Kay with 3 to 5 parties a week, also networking, lead generation, all of that. And I was like, I want more time home with my family. I want more home in my home-based business, and I don't want to work as much. I don't want to work as many hours. And that is why I took my business online. And that is why I'm so passionate about this, because I'm going to show you exactly the breakdown of how you can work a full-time, amazing, like goal achieving business. Okay. You can do this in 10 hours a week or less. So are you ready? You want me to show you the plan here? Let's jump right in. I'm going to share my screen right here. So this is, I'm going to show you a work week for consultants, and I'm going to show you work week for directors, because directors have different activities than consultants have. Okay. So this is a 10-hour virtual work week for consultants. Okay. So one of the biggest things that we need to do online is IPAs. Now, first of all, I'm going to show you all this, and you of course understand there are plenty of other activities you can do that can fill your time where you feel like you're working. I'm going to show you 10 income producing hours in your business. Got it? These are going to be 10 income producing hours. So the first big chunk is actually marketing. That is a big part of our business. I'm sure you've realized it. Half of your time spent online should be marketing your business. And we do that with a power hour. I'm not going to train on the power hour today, but I will show you a power hour just so you know what it is. But this is a power hour. And I recommend you do 5 of them a week, Monday through Friday or Tuesday through Saturday, whatever you want to do, or heck, do all 5 hours on one day. But if you do 5 hours a week, that's going to be enough activity online to generate leads. So it's split into 4 15-minute segments. Segment 1 is engage 1. That's what we call that. That's engage 1. And that's all about reaching out. It's about getting visibility on your account, liking and commenting on other accounts. Think about this as the online version of warm chatter. Now, before you all break out into cold sweats, because I just said the word warm chatter, Online, it's much more authentic than just like randomly walking up to people in the grocery store and asking them to book a facial with you. So it's a little bit different here, but engage one, okay? That is reach out. Attract, that, so EASE, ease. So the attract portion is we're going to post valuable and targeted content. That's either going to be through a post on your feed or through a reel, an Instagram reel or video on your feed. Then we're going to post in our stories, and that's how we're going to connect with people and get them into the DMs, because we know everything happens in the DMs. And then the final 15 minutes is our Engage 2 session, which is going to be our reply or our respond session, which is where we're going to be replying to comments on our own account, handling our DMs, inviting people to our virtual events, and even coaching people. So just 15 minutes a day of replying to people is all that it takes. So doing 5 power hours a week, okay, that's going to be 5 hours out of your 10-hour work week. 3 hours is going to be your actual virtual events. So a few weeks ago, actually a couple months ago, we did a training on creating a perpetual virtual event that you host. So I recommend you host at least one virtual event a week where you plug people in. You are the hostess and you do it over Zoom and you plug new leads in to one virtual event. You could have 2 people at this event, or you could have 50 people at this event. But with the beauty of the internet, you can do that virtually. And then the second one would be maybe you have a hostess who's hosting with her friends and you're hosting a traditional party, or it could be a one-on-one appointment with people. But 1 to 2 virtual events or appointments. A virtual event should not last more than an hour. Just because we're not doing the individual close, we're not setting up, we're not driving to the party, we're not packing up our car with inventory. All of that stuff is taken out of our time frame, because remember, with our in-person business, there's a lot more to it, right? We have to pack up our cars, we have to drive, we got to set up, and we've got to clean up afterwards. And then there's the whole, like, at least a half hour, 15 minutes to a half hour of greeting guests and chatting with people and all that. We don't really do that in virtual events. So a virtual event could be an hour to 90 minutes max, and we don't have the individual follow-up. That's something that you're going to do during your power hours, during that reply session of your power hours. So 1 to 2 virtual events a week, 1 hour for a unit meeting. Maybe your unit meeting is 90 minutes. Okay, so this is a 10.5-hour work week for you, okay? But your 1 hour for your weekly unit meeting and 1 hour to fill customer orders and admin. I recommend that you do not handle you train your customers that you have a specific day of the week that you handle orders, okay? Rather than going like throughout the week, every time an order comes in, you handle it then. Instead, have a dedicated time every single week, 1 hour, where you are handling all of your customer orders, you're fulfilling your orders, you're shipping them out, you're doing customer service, you're processing those orders. And many times virtually, we're doing this through CDS or Easy Ship. So, a lot of that work is taken out of it for us by the company. So 1 hour on admin and customer orders. Really, these are your 10 hours of IPAs a week. Now, of course, like I said, if you are not working a full-time business, you might scale this down. Maybe you're only going to do 2 power hours a week. And maybe you're only going to do 1 virtual event a week, or maybe you're only going to do 2 a month. So that's going to cut down on your hours there. Your admin, of course, if you have less customers, you're not going to need as much time every week to be handling those customer orders, okay? So this is your 10-hour virtual work week for consultants. Any questions about this, go ahead and put those in the comments and I will answer those for you. So seriously, did I forget anything? Because everything can fit into one of these categories here. Okay. And this is without any delegation. This is without any automation. This is your hands-on time on your business. Okay. All right. Now, directors, I've got a 13-hour virtual work week for you, because we have a little bit more that we have to do as directors, like training our consultants and that sort of thing. So I'm going to show you, this is my, and I'm going to show you how to scale this down to less than 10 hours a week. But first, we're going to talk about all our hands-on stuff. And this was how I ran my unit online with a strictly online business. So of course, we've got that power hour. We always have to be driving leads to our business. 5 hours a week marketing, bringing in new people. 3 hours a week doing our own virtual events and appointments. We already have that. 1 hour a week during our weekly unit meeting. Now, Oh, and I'm sorry. And then at the bottom, you see our 1 hour a week admin and customer orders. Few things, extra things we need to do as directors. Okay. So part of what we're doing as directors, and I say we're because I still see myself as a director, but is that we're coaching our consultants, right? We are training and coaching our consultants. So one thing that was a game changer for me was instead of setting up individual coaching calls with tons of consultants all the time and calling people and all that, I started coaching them in groups on Zoom. So I had 2 Zoom meetings a week. And actually I started out where I would alternate them. One week would be top consultants. The next week would be new consultants, then top consultants, then new consultants. And I'd alternate it. And the top consultants Zoom, these are your like red jackets and above. These are your rock stars. These are the people who are going for quarter sales, moving up the career path. These are your rock stars. And if any of you are part of my academy, you're going to see my Zoom meetings, our Zoom coaching is run just like this. And basically, these are your rock stars who want some extra help. They all jump on and I have zero agenda. I show up and I say, hey, share your wins with us. Let's go around table. What are your wins? And now what are you working on this week? What do you need help with? And we just group coach everybody. And I let the consultant or the consultants, the people in our meeting, drive the meeting and ask their questions. And then we use that to create the agenda and the training with the meeting. And we just coach people as a group, because I guarantee anything that one of your consultants is asking, the other consultants have those questions as well, and everything will be helpful to them. So if you're in my academy, tell me, are those Zoom meetings, are they helpful to you? Do you like those coaching trainings? Because you could totally run this for the top consultants in your unit. And then having an hour new consultant orientation, you can do that virtually. And again, I recommend you could even cut down an hour by just alternating these. And maybe even once a month, one of those new consultant orientations, you could turn into a new consultant, like for everybody, a grand opening for all your new consultants that month. So offering just one grand opening a month for all new consultants. They can buy all their guests on one event rather than chasing around and doing one for each individual consultant, because that is really difficult to do. So that is what I recommend for directors. Now, let me show you how to cut this down. Okay, how to cut down this time, because it'd be great to get you under 10 hours, right? So this is without any delegation. This is without any automation. And I'm going to show you how you can do this. So let's first talk about some things that you can automate and delegate. You can automate and delegate your power hour. Did you know that? So of course, we know we can schedule posts. That's one way that you can automate your power hour. You can delegate your posts to a virtual assistant to schedule for you. You can also automate the engage to portion of your power hour, that reply section, by using a chat bot. I use ManyChat as a chat bot, and that's a great way to follow up with people and get them the links that they need, so you don't have to spend all that time in your DMs. You can also automate your coaching messages to people through Project Broadcast or through Scipio, and also through ManyChat. And you can delegate that engage one. You can hire a VA to go and comment on other people's accounts to get that visibility for you. And for most of your stories, you can automate or delegate that too. So that is, you can definitely cut down the time on your power hour through automation and delegation. Through your virtual events and appointments. Okay, you can't really automate a one-on-one appointment with somebody, but you can absolutely automate your virtual skincare class. I use a program. I'm actually using it right now. It's called StreamYard. And if you want, I can send you a link to StreamYard. I highly recommend it. What's really cool about StreamYard is you can have a pre-recorded video and have it streamed live into your Facebook group. So it feels live to the people who are watching this. So you don't know, are you watching this live or are you watching a replay? Sometimes I send a replay in here and it feels live, but it's actually pre-recorded. But it feels live to your audience and they're able to comment in real time. You can also do this via YouTube. And so people can just watch a YouTube video that feels like a live YouTube, but it's actually a pre-recorded thing. So, you're doing the same skincare class every single time. Why don't you pre-record it on video? Then you're doing skincare classes in your sleep, going about your life, going about your day, spending time with your family, and you already created the video that people are getting automated. Now, I know some of you don't feel comfortable with that, and that is fine. If you love doing them live, you love being there in the space of other people, that is awesome. But for those of you who are like, I'm cool with it, let's automate this thing, that is another strategy that you can do there. You really can't, as a director, automate your unit meeting. You need to be there for your people. You really can't automate your group coaching Zoom for your top consultants. But one thing you can do for your new consultants is you can automate a new consultant orientation training program. So just like how I have a training program, I use a program called Thinkific right now, where you can go through, and it's a step-by-step course. And you can actually create one for your consultants. You can use Facebook, your Facebook group, the guides that are in a Facebook group. We have them in this Facebook group. So you can go through there and you can automate that by having a new consultant orientation, by having a training process that you send them through, and you can totally automate that for new consultants. You could also have a pre-recorded new consultant orientation that you send to everybody. So that's another thing that you can do. You really can't automate or delegate your meeting prep. Only you can do that as a director. And then of course, and most directors already do this, you can hire a VA or a in-office assistant to handle your customer orders and your admins. So you guys, that is your 13-hour work week for directors scaled down. And then I will show you that 10-hour work week once again for consultants. So here's what I want to know. Did I forget anything in here that won't fit into one of these categories? What do you think about this? Is this something that you can implement? Was this helpful? I see some of you have been asking questions about our Zoom meeting, and Nikaya, yes, they're Thursdays at 1 p.m. Central. For those of you in the academy, we do our group coaching sessions via Zoom. So thank you, Nikaya, for answering that question there. Any other questions about this, about creating your work week, about scaling it down, about having, and these are intentional income producing activities, 10 hours of intentional income producing activities. I didn't fill in the filler stuff, right? We know there are lots of fillers that we can get distracted with. Of course, I didn't have training in there because that is just not, while it does help you, it's not considered an income producing activity. So hopefully that was helpful to you. All right, Melissa had a question. I need ideas. Okay, Melissa, you got to be more specific. You need ideas for what exactly? Can you be a little more specific in your question? Oh, she needs to rewatch. Okay, Melissa, you rewatch and let me know if you still need some ideas. Nikaya said, how do you communicate your shipping days to your customers that are accustomed to regular order fills? That's a great question. Here's how I handled this. I would just, when a customer would order from me, I would just say something like, for example, I just had one that came in on Sunday. And I said, awesome. She said, well, take a look at it. I sent you an email. So I'll tell you two ways that I do this. Okay. So one way is I said to her, this is a customer I know who loves that personal attention. She wants me to fulfill her orders personally. She doesn't like ordering on the website. That's totally fine. And I said, awesome, Lorna, I will get to that. I handle all of my customer orders on Tuesdays. I process my orders then. I'll get back to you on Tuesday. So just tell them, say, I process all my orders on this day. I'll get back to you then with your totals. If you want faster service, feel free to just place your order on my website. I have Easy Ship and I have CDS set up. Another thing that I have set up on my site, I know some of you might not want to do this, but I do on my site. I always have 10% off set up to registered users on my site. And that motivates them. I say, hey, you're welcome to play. So when they text me their order, I say, you're welcome to place that order with me, but right now I'm offering 10% off all website orders. Here's the link to my website if you'd rather order it there. So I incentivize them to order on my site because I have Easy Ship set up. So that way that processes it automatically for them. And then I don't have to deal with it. And then the company ships the order out and takes care of all of it for me. So that is there. But now if you're a newer consultant, you don't have a big customer base, 10% off orders might be too big of a chunk for you and you don't want to do that. That is totally okay. But you could say something like, those who order on my site, right now I'm offering 2 free samples for ordering on my site. And, of course we get those free samples. You could say something like that. So incentivize them to order on your site, have easy ship set up so that it automatically ships to them. So that will cut down on your number of orders there too. So hopefully, Nikea, that helped you. But I just start telling them as their orders come in, hey, thanks for your order. I process all orders now on Tuesdays. I'll get back to you then. And when I process your order. Or I say you can order on my website for faster service. You'll be amazed. People are pretty understanding because they know you're a one-woman show. They know you are an individual business. And if you give them the option where you say, if you want faster service, just order it directly on my website, and it'll be all taken care of for you there. So that's how I handle this. All right. Someone asked if this will be available later. Yes, absolutely. You can catch the replay later. As soon as this video is done, it'll be saved in our Facebook group. Okay, can I create different videos in one day and post each day? Is this a good idea? Yes, this is called batch tasking. Totally, you can do that. So what you would do is you would just have a big, long content creating session, and then you wouldn't have to spend as much time during the week because you would have that stuff already pre-scheduled out. So, Melissa, there's a different school of thought. Some people are like, don't ever batch task and just post organically all the time. And there are benefits to that. Excuse me. There are benefits to posting in real time, to posting like not batching, just organically creating. A lot of people, like for me, I'm super creative. So sometimes an idea just comes in my head and I just want to do it then. And also that's useful to you because there's engagement. So right when you post, then you'll be sticking on the platform to handle engagement and that sort of thing. So that's the benefit of posting right then and there. The drawback is every day you have to dedicate time to post and you have to remember to post. So that's why I do both. I batch task, and then when the mood hits me, I'll create a video and I'll post it then. So, and of course, if you're using the Beauty Boss content library, you get all of your content created for you a month, so that you can a week before the next month starts, so that you can create that all in advance and schedule that all out if you want to. So, Melissa, that's a good question. But I love batch tasking. I'm like, look, we are business owners. We are not influencers. We are not creators. Well, you're not, I am, but for most of you, you're like, your job is not your social media. Your job is skincare classes. Your job is customer service. Your job is actually being a beauty consultant. So I am all for schedule out, automate the stuff that really is not the core part of your job. That is not your specialty unless you absolutely love it. Okay. So if you're like, I'm madly in love with social media. I love being on social media. I love creating posts, then yes. But if it's not your jam, just schedule that out and be done with it so that you can focus on where you're gifted, which is hopefully working with people, being an amazing beauty consultant, being an incredible director, and breathing belief in your unit members and in your team members and the women that you work with, because that's really where you need to be spending your in-person time. So hopefully that's helpful to you. And that being said, talking about automation, really the only places where you need to show up physically that you can't automate or delegate is if you are doing a live video, right? Where you need to show up live, a live presentation or a live video or a live one-on-one appointment, or if you are having like a voice conversation with somebody. Other than that, you can pretty much delegate and automate everything else in your business because technology is awesome. So, isn't that inspiring? So, hopefully that was helpful to you. Schedule more work. Awesome. I love that you're putting together your action plan, Melissa. And that really is what we need. And sometimes we just need that mapped out. And I do recommend that you map this out. Create that weekly plan sheet. When are you going to do your power hours? When are you going to do your virtual events? When is your weekly meeting? And when is going to be your customer order time, your admin order time, so that you can better work your business. And once again, if you are not, this is a full-time business. This is a full-time online business. If you are not full-time with your Mary Kay business, maybe you're like, I just want to do maybe 1 or 2 virtual events a month. I don't need to be, I'm not looking to move up the career path or have a serious business that way. I just want this as like a hobby or a side business. Then you can, of course, scale this down. Okay. Or if you're like, I am like in a push right now. I'm going through DIQ. Maybe you double this time, right? Maybe you're doubling your power hours. Maybe you're doubling your virtual events. That's called scaling your business. So that is, so use this as a framework and then either scale it up or scale it down depending on what you need to be doing for your business. So unless we have any more questions, hopefully this was helpful to everybody. Feel free to ask your questions in the comments. I'll go back through and I'll answer them. And let me know, let me know if this was helpful to you. Let me know if you like this training. Because if you like these kinds of trainings, I'll do more of them for you. So anyway, happy Tuesday. Hope you guys have a great week and I will see you next time.